Hi. Um, so I'd like to start this video by apologizing for the fact that I'm neither a wolf nor do I wear an eye patch. Those were lies and I'm sorry. But I did think it was about the right time to do one of these, and especially considering I'm in Los Angeles right now. I just flew in, which is kind of why I look like I'm dying. But I'm going to be at LA Anime Expo, and I thought it would be fun just, I guess, to get my face out there and just like maybe meet some people. So yeah, if you're at LA Anime Expo and you see me wandering around, you feel free to say hi. Like that'd be awesome. I'm going to apologize for how weird and awkward this is going to be. I'm totally not used to being on camera and I do not have a setup for it. But I also thought this would be like a fun opportunity to do some questions and answers because I generally get a lot of them, but I don't always have time to write back. So let's dive right in. So this first one came in from Hannah S, and it's what made you choose the name Eyepatch Wolf? Okay, this one's pretty simple. I think I was just coming to the end of my like 100x100 video, and I had just beat Metal Gear Solid 5, and I thought D-Dog was cool as shit. This next one comes in from Mr. No Name, and it's what inspired you to do YouTube in the first place, and who are some of your biggest inspirations? Oh man, that's a big one. I think one of the first was definitely the Best Friends. As much as that asshole Pat talks shit about me on his podcast, I grew up listening to them a lot, and I think especially when they started their podcast, and I could hear like not only just like kind of the, they did like the kind of funny let's plays or whatever, but that they were so into games and they knew so much about them and the medium and how they were made and like how they were testers and they had experience. I've always been a huge fan of the Best Friends, which was why it was so fucking cool to go on their podcast, and like meeting Wooly and Liam at MagFest last year and getting to hang out with them was amazing. So definitely them. Another channel is Stop Skeletons from Fighting. Some of you guys might know that one. It's used to be known as like the Happy Video Game Nerd, and he was really interesting because I felt like when the angry video game nerd was really blowing up, you got all these channels that were like, they were kind of doing the same thing. It was like, look at this shitty game, and getting like really, really angry at it. And like, that kind of content's fine. Like I think people, some people do it exceptionally well. But I thought at the time, at least, it just felt really fresh to have this guy who he was just kind of chill and he was just nice. And he would just, explain to you in 15 minutes why he thought this old fucking Game Boy game was really cool. And I still watch every one of his videos. Like he's great. And if you want a good gaming channel, totally go subscribe to him. Stop Skeletons from Fighting. And Digibro obviously was a huge one. I remember the first time someone linked me one of his videos, and it was like, I had no idea this kind of community even existed, and it was like I think it was like the 50-minute K-On video, and I couldn't have had any less interest in that series, but he's just sold it in a way that I thought was really compelling, and so that was a big part of it. And then finally, I'd say I'm leaving a ton of people out here. Like I'll try and shout them out all in future videos, but it's a big question. But the final one would be the video game website Giant Bomb. I'm a huge, huge Giant Bomb fan. I think those guys are like, they're awesome. And especially like if you look into like how that website got started and like the things they had to do. And you can tell how like they're not afraid to give their opinions. They're not afraid to say a popular game is shit. And they just all seem like really fucking cool guys. Like they're just super chill, they're super friendly, and I listen to their podcast every week and I still love it. I really recommend go check them out as well. This next question comes in from Anon, and it's express your views on modern anime fan service. Do you despise it or are you okay with it? Good question. Generally, like, I don't really have a problem with it. Like, I don't have a problem with fan service in general. I think it is a big part of anime and just media in general. Like, people will always want to look at sexy people. But that said, I do think there's a particular way to do it where it doesn't feel super voyeuristic, where it doesn't feel like super gross, and like there's ways it can add to the narrative, and there's ways that it can add to characters. And I guess like the biggest one of all is like, don't make me feel like a fucking idiot with your fan service. Like I don't need to see an accidental boob grab for the 800th time. It's not clever, it's not edgy, it's just regurgitating the same shit that's been there for years and years and years. So yeah, I like sexy people. I think there's good ways to do it. David asks, when do you want to go for coffee? Soon, David. I'll be back in Dublin soon and we'll go for coffee then. Anon asks, how do you feel about sponsored videos? Good question. So I think as long as a creator discloses that a video is sponsored and is like real upfront about all that stuff, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think, you know, people make livings in a load of different ways off YouTube, and like doing sponsored videos is just another one of them. Now that said, I also think it's up to each individual creator to decide personally what kind of channel they want to make. And for someone like me, where the channel is so heavily based in recommendation videos and pointing people towards media they might enjoy, it does kind of mean I've never really been approached by a sponsorship that I felt comfortable with. And I do get approached quite a lot. Like, you know, every couple of days someone will email me, and I've just never, it's never felt right. And that isn't to say I wouldn't do it. Like, if the right one came along, I might. But certainly for the foreseeable future, it's not something I'm particularly interested in. Anon asks, will your channel open up to analysis of other media like films or video games? And how do you choose what to make a video about? I think like the most important thing to me when choosing a topic for a video is that it's like something I'm excited to make. Like something that is new and a bit like challenging, or if it's an old topic, or if it's a kind of similar topic to something I've done before, I'd like to do it in like a new way. So that's definitely a big part of it, but I always get excited about the idea of trying something where like I don't know if it's going to work. Like my Silent Hill 2 video from last year. I don't think that's a particularly great video, but it was such a challenge to make, and there was so many things I had to think about that I'd never had to think about before. And so that's definitely an avenue I'd like to explore more in the future. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I'm sure we'll do stuff. Okay guys, that is going to do it. Thanks so much for watching the video, and you know, if you're a subscriber, you know, thank you so much for actually watching my videos and subscribing and making all this possible. And like also a huge shout out to my patrons, because you know, they're the reason that you guys are very much the reasons I can do this full time. And it's been a fucking blast. Like it is really weird being a YouTuber in so many ways, but it has also been so awesome. And it's just been it's been a bizarre adventure, let me tell you that. But if anyone is at Anime Expo, you know, follow me on Twitter. I'll probably be planning something. And it would be like, I'd love to meet up with you guys. So yeah, you know, thank you so much for watching. It really does mean the world to me. And I'll be back soon with another video. Thanks guys.